Can dark spots be removed?
Dr. Gundry, can age spots be removed? Absolutely. Age spots are not actually caused by aging per se. They're not caused by the sun. They're actually a combination of the sugar that we have within us, the protein that we have within us, and our body heat, which combines that sugar and protein in a chemical reaction that's called the Maillard reaction. So we can actually reduce that process and fade these dark spots. In fact, many of my patients are shocked when their dark spots disappear. I was amazed when my dark spots on my hands disappeared by following my protocol.
When people look at my hands, they say, oh my gosh, look at your hands.
I have more sunspots than you. What are your tricks?
The lining of your gut is your skin turned inside out, so that what happens on the lining of your gut is reflected in your skin.
Fortunately, I can show you one easy way to get right to the root of these stubborn spots. And once the deeper issue has been properly addressed, well, don't be surprised if those tough to correct spots seem to disappear on their own. I'll admit, this dark spot solution is a bit unusual. I had to come up with a completely new approach because none of the usual methods were working. And at the time, giving up was not an option.
I can't believe in 2 weeks I can see a difference in the spots. And I'm not so self-conscious anymore about walking outside without putting cover up on.
This approach is actually based on biology I've been studying since 2001. And because it gets to the real issue behind that pigmentation, it can have the same effect on your neck, hands, chest, arms, anywhere you'd like to see more even-looking skin.
You may recognize Dr. Stephen Gundry from his appearances on shows like Dr. Oz, his best-selling books, and the popular Gundry diet that countless Americans swear by. What you may not know about Dr. Gundry is that he's a world-renowned heart surgeon, which has given him a front-row seat to what's really happening underneath our skin. Over his 40-year career in medicine, Dr. Gundry has been a medical school professor, hospital chief of heart surgery, and division president of the American Heart Association. He's volunteered throughout Asia and Africa, performing surgeries for people in need, and published hundreds of articles in academic journals, including several on the topic this new age spot solution is based on. He's known for testing the world's first artificial heart, inventing the most widely used device for keeping your heart alive during surgery, and giving life-saving heart transplants to more children than any other surgeon in the world, alongside his late partner, Dr. Leonard Bailey. Dr. Gundry is also the founder and director of the renowned Center for Restorative Medicine, where an appointment with him is in such high demand that the waiting list is over a year long. And he's the personal physician to Hollywood celebrities, Fortune 500 executives, and even legendary self-help guru Tony Robbins, who recently said, Dr. Gundry is one of America's greatest and most knowledgeable physicians, and for years I've had the good fortune to benefit from his care.
But my most important role is being the proud husband to the love of my life, Penny. One night as we were getting ready for bed, Penny was looking in the mirror, and she said,
Stephen, what happened to me? I feel like I'm turning into my mother.
She was looking at the age spots that had begun to form on her temples. And my heart sank because I wanted Penny to feel as beautiful as the way I see her. But what were her options? We had friends who were getting laser treatments and chemical peels, but Penny wanted a solution that was less extreme. And who wouldn't? So we stopped by the department store and bought the dark spot product they told us was the best. Penny later said it was the worst $200 we'd ever spent. Sure, it was convenient that she could use it at home. There was just one problem: the results. I still remember seeing the disappointment on Penny's face in her vanity mirror. Eventually, I decided to take a closer look at what was actually in this so-called dark spot corrector she was using. And that's when I discovered that most of the ingredients were just vitamins and acids. There was nothing in the formula that could actually go after the real problem. If you've had a hard time fading the look of your sunspots, here's what you need to know. Those brown spots that show up on our skin as we age are not sunspots. It's more accurate to call them age spots. You see, it's normal and perfectly natural for these spots to show up as you get older. Of course, people who get more sun do tend to have more spots, and sun damage can certainly make them appear sooner. But we all start to develop these spots eventually, even if you've taken excellent care of your skin. There's some good news about age spots, though. Unlike wrinkles, age spots don't come from irreparable structural issues. Strangely enough, these spots actually have more in common with this piece of toast than they do with wrinkles. You see, these brown patches on the toast, they come from a browning reaction called glycation. Essentially, the heat from the toaster reacts with the sugar and protein in the bread bread. And that's what causes the brown patches on your toast. Glycation is a predictable chemical reaction that happens when you combine sugar and protein with heat. And it's just one of many chemical reactions happening inside our bodies all the time, including our skin. Your skin contains collagen, which is a protein. Your body breaks down the food you eat into glucose, which is the sugar that gives your skin cells energy. Add your body heat into the equation, and what do you get? That's right, glycation. And if you're hoping to correct the look of your age spots, this is very important because the brown spots on this toast are made of the very same chemical end products that cause the brown spots on our skin. They're called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. And it's fitting that this spells age, because countless studies have shown that AGEs are in fact causing those age spots to appear. Your skin cells respond to age damage the same way they respond to sun damage, by releasing melanin. And melanin is the pigment responsible for those spots you see on the surface. So if we're really going to do something about these age spots, we simply can't ignore the effect of AGEs. We now know the amount of AGEs in our skin increases by 3.7% every year, which explains why age spots tend to show up later in life, after the AGEs have been accumulating in your skin for decades. Unfortunately, sun exposure can speed up glycation quite dramatically and cause these spots to appear sooner. So if your age spots are clustered in sun-exposed areas like your face, neck, chest, arms, and hands, there's just more to the story than we thought. Unfortunately, none of these so-called spot correctors take AGEs into account. So if these products have failed you, now you know why. And I actually got the idea for my age spot solution from one of my patients, a man who looked like an outlaw biker, who we'll call Big Ed. A cardiologist in Miami referred him to me in 1995 after several doctors had concluded that his case was hopeless. And Big Ed's heart was in such bad shape, I had to agree. But I was wrong. Big Ed's recovery was the most miraculous I'd ever seen. And yet, he had only made one change. He had started eating lots and lots of dark fruits. What intrigued me was that these specific fruits were particularly rich in polyphenols, the powerful compounds that fruits use to protect their seeds. These seeds are the future of their species. They're essentially a plant's babies. And do you know what these polyphenols protect them from? Both sun damage and AGEs. Are you starting to see where I'm going with this? Take a look at these apple slices I've left out for the past hour. Those brown parts are actually melanin, the same pigment that causes the brown spots on our skin. But notice how when I first slice open this apple, it looks basically flawless. So what's stopping the apple from turning brown until you slice it open? It's actually the polyphenols in the apple's skin. At this point, you may be thinking the same thing I was. Could these polyphenols have a similar effect on the appearance of your skin? The answer is yes. New studies show that polyphenols are fantastic at reducing the appearance of age spots, not only from AGEs, but also from sun damage. But Penny and I were already eating plenty of polyphenol-rich fruits every day. I had already published my own studies and books on their health benefits, after all. So why were those age spots still appearing? Well, the human body is amazing at distributing nutrients to where they're needed most, like your brain and your heart. The problem is our bodies don't consider beautiful skin a top priority, especially once we're over 40. So while eating these dark-colored fruits is amazing for your overall health, it's not an efficient way to get polyphenols onto your skin. Now, if polyphenols were going to help Penny with her age spots, she would have to apply them to her skin directly. That way, we could get enough of them onto her age spots to finally fade their appearance. Now, one polyphenol stands out as particularly promising for AGEs. It's called gallic acid, and it's found in pomegranate seeds. Here's the problem. Once it's been separated from its seeds, gallic acid quickly begins to lose potency. Fortunately, biotech researchers in France recently made an award-winning breakthrough in this area. By attaching gallic acid to an everyday skin enzyme, they managed to trick this polyphenol into saving its power for your skin. This enhanced skin polyphenol is called diglucosyl gallic acid, or DGA, and I suspected that it could be a game changer for age spots. To my surprise, researchers in Korea, the skincare capital of the world, had already conducted a clinical study on it. They instructed female volunteers to apply DGA to one half of their face and apply a placebo control to the other half, so they could accurately measure the results. And within just 28 days, DGA made a more noticeable difference than most traditional dark spot solutions could ever deliver. On the side where these women had been applying DGA, their age spots were already 14% less visible. Imagine seeing one side of your face looking dramatically younger than the other. As the weeks went by, DGA's spot fading effect became more and more noticeable. By the 3-month mark, the improvement was 18 times more noticeable. At that point, you'd probably need a bright light and a magnifying glass to see some of those spots, if you could even see them at all. Now, the last topical solution Penny tried had really let her down. But with the power of polyphenols like DGA, I knew this time would be different. I chose a total of 12 polyphenol-rich extracts, each backed by their own impressive research. I called up lab after lab until I found some that could extract these polyphenols to my high standards, and I arranged for them to send over some samples. Then I mixed all these polyphenol extracts into a special concoction, first of its kind. Once I was finally satisfied, I brought home 3 unmarked bottles of the stuff, and I told Penny, this won't be like the other dark spot solution you tried. Was I right? Seeing Penny's skin after a couple of weeks was enough to put any doubts about this formula to rest. The spots on her temples that had bothered her for so long were already much less visible. Seeing how thrilled she was inspired me to test the serum on one of my hands, where I had 3 of these age spots. And if you look at where those spots were before, there's really nothing left of their appearance now. And notice the spot on my other hand is still there. One night when we were out to dinner, I noticed that Penny's skin had a certain youthful glow to it. And it reminded me of when we first met in college. Made me want to kiss her right there in the restaurant. That's when she said,
You know, Stephen, this is the first time I've left the house without foundation or concealer in a very long time. I feel free.
Now, while my wife has always been beautiful to me, I like this natural new look, her newfound confidence, and the whole new Penny who came with it. And I wasn't the only one who noticed. It wasn't long before several of Penny's friends had begun to grill her on what she had been doing with her skin. And they were asking to try my secret formula for themselves. So the next time I contacted the polyphenol lab, I ordered enough to share my formula with people all over the country who were going through the same thing. And I hired a world-class facility to make a much larger batch of my special recipe, so anyone struggling with age spots could try it for themselves. I'm proud to introduce you to Gundry MD Polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher. By harnessing the power of polyphenols, you can now get right to the source of your most noticeable age spots right at home for an even-looking complexion that can take years off your appearance. My Polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher is the first age spot solution designed with aspects of both sun damage and ages in mind. So it's no wonder why people of all ages and skin types say it's the only topical formula that actually worked for them.
I was experiencing dark brown spots and patches that were showing up on the side of my face and all under my neck and a little bit over here. And I was mortified, to be honest. And I tried all these different products and nothing was working. And, I felt embarrassed. And I felt ugly and my confidence was way down. And so I came across the dark spot corrector and started using it. Within a few weeks, I was astonished at the results because it had improved significantly. I feel like I reclaimed some of my youth and definitely my confidence.
I spent quite a bit of time out in the sun and had many dark spots. And I can say for sure that all of the spots that were troublesome to me have disappeared. I feel more confident and I just feel better interacting with my clients and their families. So it's really meant a tremendous amount to me using this product.
My Polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher accomplishes what even the most expensive skincare products fail to do. Quickly predictably and visibly erasing hyperpigmentation from sun damage, blurry skin discoloration that's more widespread, and those dark defined spots that show up as we age. So you can finally restore even-toned, younger-looking skin on your face, hands, neck, chest, arms, and other areas of concern, without lasers or chemical peels, without bleaches or other harsh chemicals, and without hiding your skin behind makeup. Turns out, when you have a solution that actually works, word spreads fast. What started as a special gift for my wife has already sold over 1 million bottles.
Before I started using this, I had very dark spots on my skin, on both sides of my cheeks especially, and they've almost disappeared as a result of this product. I'm also 81 years old, so I've had a lot of sun exposure. So this product is, for me, kind of a miracle product. I was really embarrassed before I started using it, and now I'm thrilled. So thank you for making this. Please don't stop making this product.
Now that more studies have verified the remarkable spot diminishing properties of DGA, the rest of the world is starting to catch on. Just last year, the International Journal of Cosmetic Science published a paper that made this conclusion. Through clinical experiments, it is shown that the application of diglucosyl gallic acid as a cosmetic ingredient can considerably improve the brightness of the skin and the appearance of age spots. But DGA is just one of 12 scientifically researched polyphenol ingredients I picked. My formula also contains potent extracts from acai berries, blueberries, and grapes, which are packed with polyphenols that really stand out when it comes to ages. I even added the kakadu plum, which grows in some of the sunniest habitats on Earth, where there's enough UV radiation to burn your skin within minutes. In order to protect its seeds from the sun, this Australian plum produces 6 times more polyphenols per gram than blueberries, which is huge. Now, you might find other formulas that contain 1 or 2 of these ingredients, and that's great. It means they actually did their research. But again, if you want to give your skin an even-toned, years younger look, the forms you use make all the difference. Take resveratrol, for instance. Resveratrol is the polyphenol in the skin of red grapes. It's the reason why red wine is good for you. And if you search the scientific literature for resveratrol in ages, you'll notice that 28 conclusive studies pop up. So resveratrol is an obvious choice for anyone hoping to fade the look of age spots. And I didn't just use the run-of-the-mill resveratrol you might find in other skincare products. You see, I know how disheartening it can be to apply a product every morning only to see the same spots in the mirror week after week. That's what happened to Penny with that spot corrector we bought at the store. That's why my polyphenol dark spot diminisher contains a proprietary fast-acting form of resveratrol. This clinically tested form was shown to deliver significant, visible brightening results in as little as 2 weeks. And lab tests suggest that it's even more potent for age spots than kojic acid, cutting the appearance of melanin pigment in half. And in effect, that noticeable is going to be clear as day every time you see your reflection in the mirror.
I have been using Dr. Gundry's dark spot remover for the last 12 days. I'm amazed that I can actually see the difference already just by looking in the mirror. Thank you, Dr. Gundry.
While my formula may be unconventional, you can apply it the same way you'd apply a more traditional skincare product. Simply dab a thin layer over any age spots or uneven patches on your face and body. And you can look forward to watching that discoloration become less and less noticeable until you may forget it was ever there in the first place. You can also apply polyphenol dark spot diminisher to areas where age spots haven't popped up yet. And you'll enjoy peace of mind knowing you won't have to worry about those areas anytime soon.
By far, this is the nicest textured lotion I've ever felt on my face without having to have oiliness.
It goes on and absorbs very quickly, so it's great to put under my moisturizer, and I have saved a bunch of money on makeup.
While I'm told the formula layers well under foundation and concealer, many users soon find they no longer need these cover-ups anymore because their natural complexion looks even-toned, youthful, and radiant on its own. Just think about how much time that would save, and not just time. Based on a recent survey, the total cost of makeup over a lifetime adds up to more than $200,000. I'm sure you'll agree, there's no substitute for a real long-term solution. That's why I was happy to spend $200 on that high-end spot corrector we got at the department store. Unfortunately, all that product did was make Penny feel even more frustrated with her age spots. For a solution that actually worked, I would have gladly paid twice as much. Polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher is a formula I'm proud to put my name and reputation behind. With polyphenol extracts sourced from labs in Finland and Switzerland, used at high concentrations, and then finally sent to a third-party lab for extensive quality testing, producing this formula to my high standards is not cheap. But by offering polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher exclusively on my own website and avoiding the retail markups charged by stores, I was able to get the price down to just $120. However, you won't be paying full price for my formula today. Because you're still here, I suspect that age spots may be bugging you the way they were with Penny. And I know how much it meant to her to finally have a solution that truly worked. So I'd like to offer you a significant discount on your first order, a full $71 off the normal price. The button below this video will take you to a secret page where you can order polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher for just $49. That's less than half the price I charge on the main website. I'll even throw in free shipping to anywhere in the US. I'm happy to offer you this discount because the best evidence that my formula works is the even-looking complexion you're going to see in the mirror. And thanks to my 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can decide if it's right for you after you've seen the results on your own skin. Once you see how much younger you look with less noticeable age spots, I'm confident you'll come back for more, just like thousands of my other customers. With that said, I encourage you to take full advantage of your special offer while you still can. On the next page, you'll have the option to grab 3 or 6 bottles at even bigger discounts. For example, when you choose to order 3 bottles on the next page, your price automatically drops to just $43 per bottle. That's a full 64% off the regular price if you act quickly. Although many people notice results within weeks, age spots don't simply disappear overnight. So these multi-bottle packages are the best way to experience all the benefits of continued use at the lowest price, especially if you want to even out the look of other areas besides your face. Simply click the button below this video to take advantage of your exclusive discount while it's still available.
I had tried other products and they didn't work. I'm beginning to use my 3rd bottle. The spots on my face and hands and arms, other places, they're much lighter. So thank you, Dr. Gundry.
Today's special offer is only for people who took the time to watch this video, and only while supplies last. And it's reserved specifically for your first order of polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher. But for those who would prefer never to pay the full price of $120, there's now a loophole that allows you to lock in the lowest possible price for as long as you want. Because so many people end up coming back to buy more, I'm now offering a monthly subscription option for the customers who want to maintain their youthful new look over the long term. Subscribers get the lowest prices of all, and the discount repeats every month as long as you want to keep using the formula. There are no commitments, so subscribers can easily cancel or pause at any time. If you're serious about leaving age spots in the past, you can join thousands of other subscribers by choosing the subscribe and save option on the next page.
I am a believer, and I thank you so much for this product. I will never not use this.
Every order comes with my 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means you can decide if you want your money back after you've already seen the benefits of my formula on your skin for 90 days. Before you apply the serum for the first time, take a good look at the areas that bother you the most, because it's easy to forget how noticeable these spots were before, once you've gotten used to seeing your skin without them. As you start to see what these polyphenols can do, think back to what your skin looked like on that first day and compare it with what you see in the mirror. If after 90 days you don't see a dramatic difference in your dark spots, or if for any other reason you're not absolutely thrilled with my formula, simply send back the bottles, even if they're all empty, and we'll refund the price you paid for them. No questions asked. So go ahead and click the button below to try polyphenol Dark Spot Diminisher while we still have some in stock. As you weigh your options, it's worth asking yourself what you'd rather see in the mirror a month or 2 from now. Would you rather see the same age spots you see today, which by then may even look darker and larger than they do now? Or would you rather see your skin looking clearer, more even toned, and younger than it does today?
I feel youthful inside, so I want to exude that youthfulness on the outside.
And what about when you're getting ready in the morning? Wouldn't you rather use makeup as something extra to enhance your look instead of a necessity? Wouldn't it be nice to know you could leave the house at a moment's notice because you can wear your own skin with confidence?
I used to think that people were just staring straight at my spots, and now when I talk to somebody, I honestly feel they don't see them.
My polyphenol dark spot diminisher has already helped thousands of people feel better about their appearance.
It made me feel younger and better and happier to not notice those big blotches on my face. Thank you so very, very much.
I certainly didn't like having them. I felt it aged me a lot. So I feel so much younger. And when you feel younger, you act younger too.
At the end of the day, what really matters is how you feel about what you see in the mirror, because you bring that feeling with you everywhere you go. It affects how you act, what you wear, even who you spend your time with. And there's no denying that it affects the way you're treated. So if I can help you feel better about the skin you wear every day, nothing would make me happier. It's what we all deserve. It's what you deserve. And if you're ready to take the next step, there's no time like the present. Right now, you have the rare chance to save up to 66% off. And thanks to my 90-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk in trying it. So I hope you do. Just click the button below while your special offer is still available. And get ready for people to start assuming you're years younger than you really are. I'd like to thank you for spending this time with me today and welcome you to a whole new chapter of looking and feeling your best. For your health, I'm Dr. Stephen Gundry. Try my dark spot diminisher today by scanning the QR code and get an exclusive deal up to 70% off on your first try.